Boom. Hey, Internet. Excited to answer this one. So the question was, how can a designer become a business owner or owner of their own brand? This is the aspiration for a lot of people, especially designers. The way that a designer thinks is always in concepts and visuals, and so of course at some point within the path of trying to create seasons and trying to create capsules and themes for other people, you're going to come up with your own ideas, or maybe you've had your own idea from the beginning. Just to backtrack a little, for me, when I began working in the industry, I knew I wanted to work for like 4 or 5 companies before I thought of putting together my own brand, which I did in 2007. That didn't succeed because it was the beginning of the mortgage crunch, which devastated multiple industries, including fashion. And so I know very much so the mindset of somebody who's working for a brand or a company and eventually wants to launch their own brand. So I'm qualified to answer this on a couple levels. So I should say, the difference between a designer who wants to own their own brand later and one who doesn't is they're asking themselves different questions, okay? So whenever I approach the work that I'm doing for a company, of course I always want to be the best at it that I could be for that category, for that time frame, in that company, in my lane. I just want to be the best person I could be. So that's me being a little bit competitive, but also just wanting a high standard for myself, okay? And trying to approach the work where I'll ask myself, what's the smartest way to do this? Like, how can I do this quicker or faster or more efficiently? If I back up from that, I'll ask questions to a lot of my managers and directors and people above me, or even the owner of the company, and say, hey, so tell me, like, I'm 8 years old, what is our goal? And once I understand the way the whole machine is moving and what my little piece of that machine does, I could understand the greater outcome that we're trying to achieve. And so within that, while I'm working, if I think of a way, like, wait a minute, I think this would be faster, or we should use this app or this program, or what if we create this, which will then automate a certain part of the production or the design process or something like that, that will make it quicker. A systematic change that can make my work or my art department work a lot better is always going to be gold. But the reason I'm thinking that way, also because of the competitive side is one part of it. The other part of it is I want to exercise my mind for when I create my own best practices for my own company. So I'm always saving a little bit for myself, or maybe a lot of it for myself. And I always have a folder of things where I'm like, oh, when I have my company, I'm going to do this, right? So I think once you kind of have that mind state, your learning curve is different, right? You're going to accelerate and push yourself, right? So if you work out, let's just say, and you just work out casually, that's one mode. It's good that you're working out. But let's say you have a marathon coming up, or you have an amateur MMA match, or an amateur boxing match. You're going to train differently if you have something to push towards. So that's sort of an analogy. If you know in like 5 years, 10 years, you're going to launch your own brand, you're going to collect things, pieces of information, programs, and systems. You're going to collect them differently as if when you're going to build towards having your own brand. So in approaching your work, you want to ask that different question, like, how can I do this more efficiently? How can I do it quickly? What is my actual goal? How does it impact the entire company? And then the other piece of advice I want to say, or set of questions that you should ask, is what is everyone else doing? Okay, how does HR work? How does billing work? How does sales work? Marketing? And then you at each company, you want to collect a little bit and learn about what each company is doing. I think one of the reasons I am able to be somewhat successful with my YouTube channel is because I can speak intelligently about a lot of things, a lot of broad things, because I was always preparing myself to work for my own brand. And now that I consult and do contract work for a lot of different brands, I still get exposed to a lot of different industries and influencers now, and all kinds of people and interesting things, which continues to grow the cipher of different things that I'm that I'm able to have an opportunity to work for, and I make that information work for me, and I bring it from with me to the next job or the next set of challenges that I have. So it continues to grow. So that's something that continues to grow. And the set of questions that you ask are more of owning a business. What are the things that I need to own a business? So it's a different set of questions than what am I gonna have for lunch, or should I go to Starbucks or not? You can ask those questions. I'm not saying that like those are good regular questions, but I'm saying the big questions that are moving in the back of your mind while you're working are the aforementioned, right? So they're bigger questions that don't have a direct answer that you keep building on and collecting. So all of those little things are gonna give you contrast, especially if you work in an experience with like 3-4 different companies. You're gonna see people who are great at certain things and experience those things, and so you have to have the wherewithal to know that, oh wow, I should take a note of that, so that I have that resource at my side when I launch my own company. Hope that helps. There's a lot there. There's probably a couple videos I could make off of that to unpack that. But in any case, just wanted to give you a tidbit of what's in my mind for the answer to that question. Follow me on social media when you have a chance. Subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.